Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on another weekend watch list building session. Today is Sunday, June 6th, 2021, and we're going to build our weekend watch list. We're going to be using the Smart Money, Darkpool, and Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. And we're looking for bullish divergence, and we're trying to find stocks that are going to make a greater than expected move this week, hopefully in a bullish from a bullish perspective. I like being bullish on things. The market is currently in an uptrend, so stay with the trend because the trend is your friend. As always, if you find this content useful and you like it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this with your friends. It really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. It helps us small content creators out, especially anyone who's trying to share their knowledge on how to trade the stock market, teaching people basic technical analysis, how to use certain indicators, and how to especially look for divergences within the dark pool. So we're going to jump right into it, and I'm going to do a really quick intro on how the software works for bullish, or not, the software works for bullish divergence, as well as what the indicators that you see on my chart mean. Okay. So what you see in front of you is the Smart Money block trade dark pool software algorithm provided by FlowTrade. My charts are pretty simply set up. The white line is price action, purple line is the normal algorithm. If you see any red lines, those are normal block trades. The blue horizontal lines are dark pool block trades. I try to accentuate those. I try to outline them as much as possible. But in the instant, to keep time under control, I may just enlarge the chart, so you may have to pause it and look at it a little bit. Okay. The stocks that we have for this week are Ulta, NEM, XOM, Now, and I like ABBV as a fifth. If we have time, we'll get to it. So jumping right into it, up in the upper left, we've got Ulta. I'm going to just go ahead and make these larger so that everybody can see what's going on. I know that on YouTube it's kind of hard to zoom in on a video. So Ulta, what we're looking at here is no real significant block trades for the past 30 periods. At least none of it showing up. I'm going to go ahead and mark up the chart a little bit, which I don't know if there's any other algo software out there that allows you to, one, have charts, two, mark them up. So, right, FlowTrade's the best. So what we're looking at here is we've got a nice strong uptrend. We've got divergence that began back on the 2nd of June, right? Price actions currently found a little bit of uptrending support. This pattern that you see here is the beginning of my favorite pattern. We all know it by now. It's the Wu-Tang pattern reversal. So that when price hits this third level, it shoots up, right? The W, Wu-Tang. It's a Dow 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern, but we call it Wu-Tang because Wu-Tang, right? So what we're looking at here is the algo has definitely been net buying. Ulta has been in this like falling wedge, falling channel, right? It's been in this falling channel for the last little while. We do have a gap that's been filled, so this may be a reversal for the next move upwards, right? I'm going to bring this down to the 1 minute chart so that we can see how the algo interacted with price action last week. Right, really nice divergence here. Some of this internal divergence has already been played out. Let me just mark that up. But what I wanted to draw attention to was not only that we have opening range orb breakout strategy printed on our chart, we also have fib retracement levels printed. That's so nice. It just makes, trading easier, right? So again, we've got nice strong uptrend that it can be seen here. Got some divergence, right? That here, most of this other divergence is played out up into, I would say, I won't go into that right now. I do want to show you, however, that the algo is currently crossed down. And while this may look scary, if we look at the algo trend-wise, we can see the algo is maintaining its channel, right? It's in a channel. See if I can get the right level here, right? This channel. All right, so the algo's in this channel, which is fine. All right, it can move back and forth. It doesn't have to be a straight line. What we just want to make sure is that it doesn't necessarily break down and through this channel, indicating that the position or that they've started selling. All right, so that's Ulta. Bringing up Ulta on the old charts here. I know, super bright, right? I really love TrendSpider charts. I can just get a lot of information from them. And if you like, I'll put a link in the description for TrendSpider. If you sign up, I believe you get a discount. Let me just, I gotta adjust those charts. I was going through this like very clean phase, right, for a while, where I wanted white charts with, purple and gray and just very easy to look at. From this, you can tell that we've came down, we've tested, we broke above VWAP, we're right at point of control. We're on our reversal back up from this previous high to this previous low, with targets at the 50. Well, we would have to break the 382, so a break of 327.75, and we can go to 329, 330, 332. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, one second here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Thinkorswim, just because I get a little bit more data from my indicators there. And hopefully it's not going to be too laggy, right? So this is Ulta on the 1 day chart, the daily chart. Or I've got it on the monthly right now. So Ulta on the monthly, nice strong uptrend. We're trying to reach previous highs. We're currently in a low compression squeeze that's fired. MACD is positive. RSI is positive and increasing. Stochastics is kind of bullish. Our market extension tool is still in a bullish position. However, it's kind of decreasing. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down to the weekly real quick. Just take a peek at the weekly. If where half of my slowness is because of Thinkorswim and the lagginess that's involved with that. Alrighty, the same kind of deal. Nice uptrend. Looks like we came up, we pulled back. Looks like we're kind of in this channel from 350 to 300. It's a 50-point channel. We're respecting the 8 EMA. We're currently closed above it. Stacked positive moving averages, all of them, right? My exponential moving averages are stacked positive, as well as my simple moving averages. Great ADX. And drop this down to the daily. And daily. So this is the 5-year daily. Right, we're currently just had a daily squeeze fire off with a blue histogram. So neutral market extension, kind of decreasing stochastics and MACD, right? However, it's still positive. Great beta. We move about $10 a day on Ulta, right? We're respecting the 50 SMA very well, and we've got the 200 below that. Now, what I'm seeing here is, so we had good earnings, we gapped up over earnings, right? So now we got to fade back down, and we're testing our support, right? We currently closed just below the 21 EMA on the daily. However, the candle didn't close halfway down, so this is still a valid trend. It's looking a little flat, right? So hopefully this 2-day, 3-day, 4-day weekly squeeze that we've all got going on, with the 3-day being a light blue histogram, when that fires off, it should propel us back in an upward direction. So this would be just a nice reversal. I'm going to throw some fibs on this real quick. And the reason that is, I want to see where we are going and what we've got to stop us on the way. Okay, so a reversal to the 32 puts us at 334, right? We closed at 323, so there's at least a $10 move that's potentially going to happen as we move back to the upside. Stepping back and looking at this a little bit differently. Yeah, okay. So we've got previous high resistance, right? Going into this 334 level. It seems to be pretty significant. Actually, it's the 335, right? Whole numbers, nice round numbers. options chains that like to move in $5 increments. So 335 is going to be at least one target, followed by, let's see, is this just one giant zone that we've got right here? It might be. Sorry about that. I'm sure you didn't want to hear that. So Friday we kind of sold off and we consolidated for the rest of the day, right? Sold off, just based, and then we finally broke out. Then we finally got a good reversal coming in Friday at the end of the day. Ended the day on an uptrend, right at the 4-hour Kettlin channel bottom. So if we can get up and above 320, I'm just going to call it 328. Let's see, what's the level here? 55. This seemed to be pretty significant. Let me bring this down to a different time frame. Yeah, same kind of deal on the 4-hour chart, right? We're very flowish, right? We flow like the waves, up and down and up and down, and we're up and down. So double bottom off of 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, right? 4-hour squeeze fired off. Look at this 2-day, 3-day, 4-day. This is a huge compression squeeze with the daily just firing from high compression. Now it's in low compression. This squeeze can continue for, releasing for several weeks. What we'd like to see happen is kind of that daisy chain firework effect when the 4-hour pops off, followed by the daily 2-day, so that it just continues in a squeeze, pushing the stock higher and higher each time, right? Market extension on the 4 hours is bullish, heading to neutral though. We had MACD cross down. Looks like it happened on Friday. However, we did come down and test the 50 SMA. We maintained support there, so this could be a reversal. Other than that, stack positive moving averages. Bringing it down to the 90-day 15-minute chart, right? This is going to give us some intraday shorter timelines. I'm going to go ahead and throw a long, I call it a mammo fib, right? This is like if we could get to this level, this is the most expected move. Let me just check real quick. I forgot, $10 ATR, right? So at least a reversal to the 382 comes in at 332. That's one play. That's also a break above 34 and the 50 SMA, right? Shorter term targets. I mean, we've got positive stacked EMAs, positive and increasing MACD, right? We got a buy signal issued off of the market extension. We've got some 10x bar momentum behind this. We do need to get above this 34. All right, so there's this level here, right here. Let me just throw this on there. So if we can get above previous lows, right, there's a channel that we can play from 328 to 332, which is the fib level. Based on the momentum, we could target 335, right? Somewhere, looks like this is where there's a lot of indecision, right? So basically, 328, I don't know, $4 play. Break above that, we're going to test 335. So if we were to look at previous levels, looking at the options chain for this week's 340s, not a ton of open interest on those. That puts us up here. 335s have got a massive gap in them. Let me go out to the 18th. There's a ton of open interest at 370. All right, $10 a day. And we want to get to, so the 340s by June 18th, or the 350s would be kind of almost a perfect V, right? So we're trying to target this potential level here. If we went out to the 18th, which is 2 weeks away. I would like to get to maybe this level, right, which is the 340, right, 340 level. Let me just look at that one more time. So yeah, 335, 340 for this week. All right, so this option chain, right, they're not super liquid. Since it's been selling off, right, I bet you the puts are very liquid, right? They're not too bad. Uh, 351. All right, so looking at the 350s. Yeah, I like those 350s for June 18th, right? Let me add those to the list. The reason I chose that strike is that it's got some pretty decent open interest, right? The 370s have a lot more, but I feel like in just looking at potential moves, that angle seems to be a pretty decent angle of ascent. So that is Ulta. All right, I'm going to burn through these next couple ones simply because I wanted to do a little bit deeper dive on Ulta. So I want to look at NEM. What is the next one? Newmont, is that what it is? Newmont? Something like that. All right, nice block trade cluster. That is going to be a ton of resistance once we get back up to it. We do have some block trades. I'm going to just drop this down to the last last 10 days. And I'm going to start marking this up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly do these so that everybody can see. We've got one here that's providing resistance, and we've got one here that's providing support. So a nice little channel from 71.23 to 71.50. So 71.50 is going to be the psychological level. As far as the algo is concerned, we've got nice strong uptrend, right? The algo is currently curled up and almost vertical. That's an increased level there. We came down and we filled the gap that we had created, and we're on our way back up. It does have that little double bottom here and some uptrend here. We're currently in a falling channel, right? So if we can break out of that channel, look for a nice move up, and that's this channel level here at 71.50. We do have some previous block trades that are going to be targets 73.30, right? All right, here we go. So it looks like they move in about 15-cent increments, so 30, 45, 60. All right, that's going to be seen here. So 73.50, that's a $2 move. All right, we can play with that. Looking at it on the 1 minute chart, right? That's that huge, massive net buying that occurred. We need to break above. We need to break above this level here. While I've got you here, look at this. This is interesting. So we had the algo showed us, right? The algo showed us that we had bullish divergence, right? Indicated by these green candles. If we had entered, knowing that, right? If we had entered a position here, knowing that the divergence has to play out, right? The divergence would have played out with this move here from 71.10 to 71.50, right? It's a small move, but it's still a move. This other divergence here, right? Played out. All right. It's nice being able to see divergences. Looking at NEM on the chart. Newmont Corporation. So I've gone ahead and marked up a couple levels here. I just want to look at. So it looks like we gapped down to the 21 EMA, maintained support there. This little doji's got me a little concerned in that I call it a trend breaker because it looks kind of like a sword breaking through the trend. We came back up, we tested the 8 EMA, and we currently closed at 71.45. We do have the 34 EMA coming in at 69.50-ish for support, or this other price level that I've got marked here, right? See this candle right here? It's the same looking as this one, so it could be a trend breaker. That's what I call them. So we may come back down and test 69.13 for support, testing this 34. We've got negative and increasing MACD. Market extension is neutral. No squeezes to help us out. Our EMAs are stacked positive though. Great ADX and pretty decent beta. Green stochastics, and VWAP is just kind of neutral, right? So this may just be a consolidation play. Oh, there it is right there. So there's that a dividend that paid, and if I remember right, I did a video on this expecting the price to drop on dividend day, but then to start to rebound. That's right, I remember this one now. Right, so nice little pop, and then we sold off for the rest of the day consolidating. The 5 minutes got us right at the bottom of the 4-hour Keltner channel. We can get above 71.88, which is I think it's the daily. Yeah, the daily mids at 71.90. So we get above that, we can move up. And we've got a little congestion. Let me just bring it down here. All right, so on the 4-hour, we sold off. We recovered nicely. We came up, we tested the 8 EMA. We were rejected off of that, and we've got, looks like, uptrend support keeping us up. My trend lines are not always perfect, but they're there, right? We've got, this is still a bullish trend, increasing market extension. MACD needs to curl around and get a little bit more, little bit more positive before I actually look to get back into this. So I needed to get above where do I need? The 34 at least. So 71.50, a break of 71.50, which is that dark pool level. And I'm looking to get back into this long because we've got a nice, looks like a nice little flag forming here. Right. So this could consolidate and then pop up. Let's see if I can find some fib levels. So if I went from this high to this low, right, we came up, we tested the 50%, we reverted or rejected off of that, came back down, found the 50 SMA as support, and it looks like we're currently trying to move back up. I'm just going to throw this one on it too. So from this low to this high, back down to this low. All right. 71.51 is the 618 retracement. So like I said, a break above that, a little bit of resistance at 71 to 72. I'm going to look at the 72.50s, right? 72.50s, well within risk tolerance. So 75s have got a ton of open interest. Let me see why people are targeting the 75s. So 75 is previous high. All right, it only moves $1.50 a day. Yeah, I like these 73.50s look pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and load up on the 71.50s. Got enough open interest and enough volume, so should be able to get out of those. Too many watch lists. All right, that was NEM. The next one I'll look at is XOM, Exxon Mobil, on the 15. All right, Exxon Mobil. We've got nice, strong, bullish divergence, right? The algo is trading with price action. We had separation of price action as we hit this previous block trade level coming in at 61.46. The reason I like this stock is because it's the oil industry, so news can affect it, right? So we've got little, right, we're in an uptrend. All this other, let's see, in an uptrend, nice curling up at the algo. We got a block trade level that we're currently residing at right at 61.47. Come on. Right, so break is 61.50, and I'm going to play this long. Right, we've just kind of been consolidating between 60.50 or 60.59 and 61.50, so a dollar, that little dollar consolidation area. We have a dark pool level that came in right here at 62.11. Right, so overall I like this stock for next week. I want to get, you know, we've got uptrend support, right? Kind of a white rising wedge. Break it, you know, like I said, a break at 61.50, and we've got a little bit of room to move, which is good. Bring it down to the 1 minute chart and see this great net buying that has started happening right at the end of the day. I'm just going to use blue to signify this, right? See this net buying at almost a 90-degree angle. That's a lot of open, you know, that's a lot of volume coming into it. So XOM, not the best looking. Oh, get rid of all of these. Clear drawing set. All right. From a daily perspective, we've got a slingshot getting ready to happen on our squeeze. We've got a buy signal on our market extension. Just turned positive MACD. RSI and stochastic just crossed into the middle Bollinger Band. So we've got, you know, we've got bullish movement. I don't like this last little doji candle. This may indicate a potential pullback to at least the 8 EMA, and I'm going to draw this level 60.42. And the reason I'm drawing that is because it's kind of touching as many candles as possible, right? And it lines up with the 8 EMA, right? 60.39 is the level. Stack positive moving averages, right? Nice strong rising uptrend, right? Obviously we've got previous highs to test. Oh, look at that. We're right in the middle of a channel too. Like I said, we need to get above 61.65, and then we can play the run back up. So if we're going to go from, we've got a couple different fib levels we can go from. We can go from 52-week high to this low. The fib lines up perfectly. The 618 retracement from this high to this low is where we ran into resistance. So this may be a pullback to the 50. I'm just going to draw this little channel here, right? We may pull back into this, or even potentially the 382, which is really close to that level I drew, right? Fibs aren't always precise, but they're pretty dang close. So potential pullback to 60.24 before the next move up. If that is the case, then we would look to play this extension. So from low to high to low, getting rid of ones we don't necessarily need. All right, so the 618 retracement from this run, from this low to high, is just in confluence with, you know, previous resistance, 382 retracement, as well as the 8 EMA. So we could potentially come back down for the next move up. That would be a 1, 2, 3 move, right? So if that's the case, I'm going to look for a pullback and buy on the pullback to 60.33 for the next move up, targeting 64. Let me just look at some smaller time frames too. Yeah, it looks like that's what we did. Sold off, we covered. Right, very, very flowish, up and down and up and down and up. Right, our 10x bars just turned green, which is a combination of ADX and SMI. So green is bullish. If we can get some volume in here to propel us back up, that would be good. They can stay green and consolidate for the next move up. Right, I like that. Market extension is a little oversold. Right. Overbought, oversold. Yeah, a little extended. And he's waiting to come back down in base. Look at these light blue histograms. Those are good. Daily, 3-day, 4-day squeeze when those pop off. So I anticipate a pullback for the next move up. This is just kind of a, right, we're still in an uptrend. We're still uptrending. However, we're just consolidating as we're uptrending. I'm going to look at the 64s. 15, 20, 30. We've got lower end squeezes that are all kind of, at this point, they're decreasing, right? A lot of consolidation in our MACD, RSI, stochastics. That's what all of this is. Here's that level that I drew right here. Right, this channel that we may come up, test this, and either break through it, or we may come back down and try to find support. However, based on the uptrend, this could fit, right? This could be a cup and handle that's forming, or it could have formed here. Right, cup, handle, launch. Yeah. So potential consolidation, potential movement. So 64 is going to be my target. Right, those 64s are dirt cheap. I'm actually going to grab some higher delta ones. Probably going to try to grab these delta 60s, at least a delta 50. And that's for 2 weeks out, so that's June 18th. Right, that's not even grabbing this week's. This week's, if I went in a higher delta, grab the delta 75s for about the same price. But like I said, we may pull back before we move up. So that was XOM. Looking at now, which is service now on the 15-minute chart. Alrighty. Okay, so I like this one because I'm just going to draw it out why I like it. So we're overall net buying, right? We had a divergence that occurred here, right? This is a bullish that occurred out back on 6.2. Price actions got uptrend support, as can be seen here. If you look at this pattern where it's down, it's up, it's back down again. All right, obviously the next move would be up. So we came down, we went up, we came down, we ran into some sort of resistance here, but we did maintain our uptrend support. So these are big numbers. So 460, the divergence occurred approximately like 470-ish area. Looking at it on the 15-minute chart, or the 1-minute chart. So vertical net buying to consolidation to profit taking to consolidation. So we're consolidating right now on the 1-minute chart. Divergences have all pretty much been played out, right? I do want to keep an eye on this algo line just because I need it to make a move, right? I need it to move because currently it's just consolidating. All right, you see this little channel that it's consolidating within? I need to break through that channel. All right, so break of that, which we could be poised to do, right? Kind of the same deal here, rising wedge. a break of that, and we've got room to move. So now on the daily, wow, we got a lot of room. Excuse me. All right, what happened here? Do they have bad earnings or something? Wow, they had massive beat on earnings. This has got to be profit taking. Right. So it's a very loose reversal pattern, right? It's very smooth and flowing. Daily squeeze, yellow daily histogram. So we've been in this daily squeeze for 5 or 6 days now. Our MACD is positive but neutral, right? Our RSI has crossed above the upper Bollinger Band, but it's kind of flat. Like I said, it's consolidating. We're just consolidating right now. Great beta, well, ish beta. Looks like we came up, we tested previous highs. To look back on this one, see what ran in. What do we run into? So could be potentially this doji right here. This, excuse me, the supply zone that may cause us some grief, but it's also could be a target for us. So if we're looking to target the retracement, right, to at least the 34, that puts us at 485 or the previous high. Throwing some fibs on it, some longer term fibs. I'm going to go from, just to get a sense, let me remove some of these. Looking for confluence. We've got confluence coming in at 5. Right, basically this 1618 and 618 extension. This 50% and 172. The 618 lines up with the 21 EMA. The 8 EMA lines up with the 382. So it looks like we came down, we came up and we tested that. Not super thrilled about this candle. We may have a little bit of a resistance. 456. If I were to play this looking for longer term targets, so a couple weeks to months out, go from that high to this high, excuse me, that low to this high, looking at the extension. Get rid of that. Bringing it down. Let's see what we did on Friday. So we popped, consolidated, dropped, consolidated. This is very flowing, kind of like a shoe. Flip that up. So neutral or negative, but neutral histogram. Consolidation on the MACD, oversold, but increasing on the RSI. This consolidation is really, look, we've got a triple bottom coming in here. So our support's at 450, right? That's support, right? We've got this resistance that we've got to get through. I forgot to check how much does it move a day. All right, so move about $13 a day. Just gonna bring it down here. This is a little better. So we came down, we tested 450 for support. We ran up here and ran into resistance at 480. It's a weird number to run into resistance at, right? 485. So what I really want to play is this channel from here that's going to be a fun channel to play. But on the short term, what we'd like to do is maintain this uptrend support that we've just started creating. right? As long as we can maintain that uptrend support, we're gonna be okay. Wrong one. With shorter term targets, 505. So we move $15 a day. We've got a market maker expecting us to only move $15 for the entire week, right? So even the 475s are decent. I'm going to pop us out to the June 18th. The 500s have got a ton of open interest on both the call and, well, mainly on the call side. Market maker expected move of 21, so that puts us at 480, right? That puts us at just not even previous high. 465.70. I may look at doing some sort of a fly, 460, 465, 470 fly, or 460, 470, 480 fly, right? So this 460, so the 460, 470, 480 fly, we want to land at, end up, that's a big spread there. That's a $10 wide bid ask. That's crazy. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. So 460, 475. Right. I'm going to keep an eye on this one to see how, if it just continues to consolidate, but you can go from 460 to 470 or 475. Right, if you've got 460, 470, 475, I may grab the 475s just because I like them. There's there's not a whole lot of open interest on those. The 480s for 2 weeks, 490s. Let me load those up too, just see what we got going on. Yeah, this is a little bit more difficult one in that it's not super, it's just massive consolidation, but when it pops, right? It'll go from $10 pop a day. All right, that was now. And then the last one, I'm just going to go ahead and do one more. That would be ABBV. I also like BA and CRM for this week. Or I'm going to look at BA and CRM for this week. So ABBV. The reason I chose ABBV was, right, look at this vertical, massive influx of capital to net buying. Also right at a reverse level, right? So let me just mark up this chart a little bit and we'll get us on our way. All right, so we have a couple block trades that we're going to need to pay attention to, but mainly we were in an uptrend, right? Our algo is curled up, right? After this massive move. So this divergence here, most of this divergence in here has been played out, right? This divergence is played out here. So we're really looking at this divergence. So from here, right, this is the divergence we're looking at. So we'd like it to at least pull it back up. We've got some previous block trade levels that I'm going to draw on here. They're just regulars. I'm not seeing any dark pulls. So we've got two. We've got one here. These are going to be targets. So 113.70. Right, that's going to be resistance. We do have one coming in at 111 for support. We've also got a little bit of uptrend. Uptrend support. We got a previous low here that we may come back down and test. Looking at ABBV on the 1 minute chart. Oh, that's the problem. Look at that. That's a vertical, large influx of capital net buying. Right? That's just massive. Right? Just massive buying. Looks like a little double bottom here for support. So, all right, so massive net buying. I'll pull it over here on the charts. ABBV. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so obviously I've marked this one up a little bit more. So it looks like we sold off, we came down and we tested the 50 SMA on the daily. We reverted to the 34 and the 8 confluence. We rejected there, right? There's that little sword, that trend reversal sword. You can see one here, downtrend reversal, right? We're moving up, moving up, moving up, uptrend reversal, uptrend. That's kind of like this one right here, uptrend reversal. So this could just be resistance to come back down and test support, right? We've got this giant doji that's creating this demand zone that we're currently in, right? If I were to get to about the halfway period of that, or half of that, 111.17, right? ABBV moves $1 a day. Yeah. Positive stochastic, neutral or negative but increasing RSI. Our market extension is bearish but increasing. We're having a little bit of a crossover of this CC candles. I'll get into that another time. I love this tool so far. But the slingshot is neutral but decreasing, so we'd like to see a yellow candle form to complete that slingshot. We do have a daily and a weekly squeeze that could help us out. The weekly is currently light blue histogram. Looks like we bought, sold off. Now, if you remember, there was a large influx of capital as we're selling, right? That's this MADX line right here. I bet you it was this one at 1205. It's at 12:30. It's not exactly the same time, but pretty close. Pretty close. Came in off of this one, right? We closed above the 8 EMA. The slingshot is taking effect. We may need a little bit more time of consolidation just to get these histograms and to create a squeeze. We're looking for this MACD signal line to cross above. We're looking for our market extension tool to go from neutral to bullish. We're waiting for, I need to swap this out. I've got a better tool I'm going to swap that out with. Target level 114, 117, 118. Support level 1. We've got it's basically here, right? That's going to be support anywhere in that. I'm going to throw some fibs on it just to confirm. So from high to low, we're looking to retrace at least to 113.50 before we move to the 50% retracement, which is this bottom. I will really want to play this channel right here, which I may need. I'm going to have to go in and redraw this. This is wackadoodle. There should be one right in here, right? 115 the target, 118. Let me look at the options chain on this. So we move in dollar increments, okay? We closed at 112.37. We're going to test 113.50. So there's a dollar play there. 114.50, 115.50. So kind of 50-cent increments. It has weeklies, right? Going for a higher delta. maybe these delta 50s or 60s, so the 111. But we've got this trend breaker, so I want to look for, I'm going to buy the pullback potentially to 111.50, right? Or 110.64. So I want to keep an eye on this. I want to see if it just pulls back from this high to the 33.8, which is 111.59. So if it comes down, what I'd like it to do, this is better, a better example. We're currently supported on the, well, maybe not. So this is a 200 SMA that's providing support. We've got this moving average cluster confluence, but whatever, just a giant mess here. Price popped its little head above it. Let's see if I can get a better view. So see this nasty spaghetti mess, right? Price actually got squeezed out the top of that. It popped through it. So once these moving averages kind of sort themselves out, we could look for potential move to 113.50, followed by 114. However, if we have to retrace even further, which would be, right, we may need to come down and test 111. Let me show you what I did there. So I'm going to go from here. Right, so from this high to this low, we came up, we tested the 618, we got rejected, we came back down and tested the 382, so now we're on a move back upwards. So this is a 1, 2, 3 move. We're going to run into resistance at this previous levels, right? 112. So we're going to run into resistance here. We're going to run it there, and here, and here. Right, and here. If we can maintain the 250 SMA at the open, right, or even overnight, 112.25. If we break that, then we're coming down. If we if we can maintain 112.25, or yeah, 112.25, we can move back up. I think this move's already started back up, so I just want to get in and confirm some stuff, right? Just depending on what it does overnight. We're going to hit initial resistance at 112.81. Oh, excuse me. Initial resistance at 112.67, followed by 112.81. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be a grind up to 113. However, a break of 113, we're going to eat 113.50 and then 114. So I'm buying pullbacks, or I'm going to buy the pullback to sorry, that candle threw me off. So that's the candle, however we broke down. If 112.25, right? If we hit 112.25, I'm going to buy. If we break that, I'm going to wait until it decides to recover. So getting the 112s for this week, or possibly the 112s for next week, right? If I was going to go next week, I'm going to grab the 115s. I'm going to load up on them. If I do this week's, I might grab the 112s, right, for a day trade. And that's price coming back down, bouncing off of this, right, bouncing off this level here for the next move up. And I'm going to take profit at each of these key levels. My target is 114.50. My target's between 114 and 114.50. All right, so that's it. We did Ulta, NEM, now ABBV, and Zoom. We were able to get all 5 done. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to throw some markers up on this video so that you can just skip right through to the one that you're interested in. And hopefully that's valuable. Let me know in the comment section below if you do like the markers. It takes me a little bit more time in rendering or in post-production, but I'll definitely do it if you guys find value in it. And thanks for joining me. My name is Darpool Algo, and this was a weekend watch list building session. Have a great day, and you know the drill. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. It really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And enjoy yourself. Have a great day.